Have you ever found yourself stuck in a cycle repeating the same bad habit day after day? Even though you swore yesterday would be the last time, be it is biting your nails scrolling endlessly on your phone procrastinating important tasks, or be it is something even deeper, something you do and even talk about because deep down you are ashamed of it. If so, you are not alone, and the good news is today you are about to discover a surprisingly simple way to finally break free from it for good. Imagine waking up tomorrow feeling in control, no longer being dragged down by the same behavior that used to steal your time, your confidence, your energy. Imagine looking back just a few weeks from now and realizing you barely even think about that habit anymore, like it was never even part of your life. How would that feel? What would that freedom open up for you? Because that future is closer than you think, and it all starts with one small shift that I am about to reveal. Before we get there, let us get real about the problem, because understanding it is the first step to escaping it. Bad habits are like invisible chains. At first, you do not even notice them. You pick up your phone for just a second, you take a bite of junk food, you skip the workout promising you will do it tomorrow. But over time, those tiny moments add up. They create a pattern, a groove in your brain that feels almost impossible to get out of. And the worst part is, when you try to stop, when you try to break free, it feels like a battle against yourself, a battle you are destined to lose. You tell yourself just one more time. You rationalize, you bargain, you beat yourself up afterwards, and the guilt, the shame, they only make the habit stronger. It is a vicious cycle. And if you have ever felt trapped in it, you know how draining it can be. You start doubting yourself, wondering if you are just lazy, or weak, or broken. You are not. You have simply been using the wrong strategy. See, the common advice about breaking habits is to use willpower, to force yourself to stop, to resist, to fight. But willpower is a limited resource. It runs out, it gets exhausted, especially when you are stressed, tired, or overwhelmed. So, if you are relying only on willpower, it is no wonder you feel stuck. But what if the answer is not to fight harder? What if it is to change the game entirely? Here is where the shift happens. Instead of focusing on breaking the habit, you focus on breaking the pattern. The real secret is not trying to quit the habit itself, it is about disrupting the loop that triggers it. You see, every habit follows a loop, a cue or routine, and a reward. The cue is what triggers the behavior. The routine is the behavior itself, and the reward is the payoff your brain gets from doing it. Most people try to change the routine without addressing the cue or the reward, and that is why they fail. But when you focus on identifying and interrupting the cue, you start to dismantle the habit at its root. It is like pulling out the foundation of a building. Instead of just painting over the cracks, the whole structure collapses naturally without as much effort. Let me give you a quick story to show you how powerful this is. There was a man who struggled with binge eating. Every night after work, he would come home exhausted, flop onto the couch, and eat whatever junk food he could find. He tried everything to stop. He locked away the snacks. He scolded himself. He even tried therapy. Nothing seemed to work until one day he got curious. Instead of judging himself, he observed. He asked, what is the real cue here? And he realized it was not hunger, it was stress and exhaustion. The food was just his brain's way of coping with the overwhelm. So he decided to try something different. Instead of fighting the urge, he disrupted the pattern. Whenever he felt that stress, when he walked in the door, he immediately drank a big glass of water and went for a 5-minute walk around the block. Not a huge change, just a tiny interruption, but within a few weeks the nightly binges almost disappeared. Why? Because he was no longer feeding the old loop, he created a new one. The cue of stress triggered a healthier routine, and the reward was still there. He felt better, more energized, more in control, and his brain started wiring a new habit effortlessly. So the simple way to break a bad habit is this: first, identify the cue, what emotion, situation, or thought triggers the behavior. Second, disrupt the routine, insert a small healthy action right at the point where the habit usually happens. And third, make sure there is still a reward, something that satisfies the original need your brain was chasing. It sounds almost as simple, but simplicity is where the magic happens. Complexity creates resistance, simplicity creates momentum, and once you create a little momentum, it snowballs. Suddenly, you're not fighting yourself anymore, you are flowing with a new current, and it feels natural, not forced. You might be wondering, but what if I mess up? What if I fall back into the old habit? Here is the truth: you will, and that is okay. The goal is not perfection. The goal, the awareness. Every time you notice yourself falling into the old pattern, it is an opportunity, not a failure, because every time you notice, you are rewiring your brain. You are taking back your power one moment at a time. Imagine it like this: every old habit is like a trail in the forest. It is well worn, easy to walk, but if you stop using it, if you start walking a new trail, even if it is rough and unclear at first, over time, the old trail gets overgrown and the new trail becomes the clear, easy path. That is what you are doing. With every small disruption, every tiny shift, you are creating a new path, a better future. So, if you are ready to break free from that bad habit you have been carrying around, here is what I want you to do starting today. Become a detective in your own life. Start noticing, not judging, noticing when and where the habit shows up, what cues are present, what emotions, what thoughts. Then pick one small interruption, one tiny action that you can insert at that moment. Maybe it is a deep breath, be it is drinking water, be it is stepping outside for fresh air. Whatever feels manageable and easy. Then celebrate the interruption, even if you do not do it perfectly. Even if you only interrupt the habit once out of 10 times, celebrate it, because every interruption weakens the old loop and strengthens the new one, and over time, what once felt impossible becomes your new normal. I know some part of you might still be doubting, wondering, can it really be that simple? Can something so small really break something that has held me captive for? And the answer is yes, not because the habit is weak, but because you are stronger than you think. You just needed the right strategy, the right perspective, and now you have it. The only question left is, will you use it? Will you take that first small step today? Because your future self, the one who is free, confident, energized, is already cheering you on, waiting for you to begin. If this message resonated with you, if you felt a spark of hope or clarity, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, because this is just the beginning. Together, we are building a life of freedom, growth, and transformation. And if you are ready for the next step, check out the next video, how to build unstoppable momentum in your life, because once you start breaking the chains of the past, there is no limit to what you can create. See you there.